My name is Jasmine Porter, and I never imagined that the people I trusted most could betray me so completely. It all started with an innocuous text from my cousin, Marcus. Jasmine, you need to know what's happening at home. I should have dismissed it as family drama, but the unease in his words set off alarms. By the time I returned home, I realized just how much had changed in my absence. My sister Simone had revealed she was pregnant, but the circumstances were far from straightforward, and whispers suggested this wasn't an honest situation. My heart sank. The person I had defended, trusted, and believed in had hidden a truth that would ripple across the family. Before I go any further, please subscribe. Your support keeps this channel alive. Now let me take you through the story that shattered my world. For years, I had been the protector, the one everyone relied on to mediate disputes and cover mistakes, silently sacrificing my peace for the sake of family unity. I had never expected that the one I would protect most, the sister I had shared every secret with, could weaponize that trust against me. Yet there it was. Simone's pregnancy had sparked fear, tension, and suspicion, and she had used it as a tool to manipulate, divide, and control those around her. I felt a deep ache, a mixture of disbelief and betrayal that burned in my chest. The first signs were subtle but telling. Simone avoided conversations, dodged questions, and whispered in corners. I noticed my parents' glances, heavy with concern, and my younger brother's uneasy silences. Family dinners, once warm and lively, became tense affairs. I realized that everyone had begun to tiptoe around her, as though fearful of revealing the truth too soon. It was as if the entire household had entered a game I didn't yet fully understand, and I was both a participant and an observer, forced to watch as my world started to fracture. Then came the whispers, cousins and relatives discussing unseen events, subtle but revealing moments that suggested deception. Simone had involved her boyfriend in family affairs in ways that were manipulative, aiming to gain control and sympathy. She had concealed financial decisions, twisted narratives, and cultivated alliances with those she believed would protect her. And in every interaction, I saw her confidence grow, blinded by the belief that no one could ever challenge her carefully constructed facade. That realization cut deeper than any argument. It was the knowledge that the person I had loved and trusted could exploit our family for personal gain. The breaking point occurred during a family holiday. Simone attempted to pressure my parents into giving her control over a trust fund under the guise of needing stability for her unborn child. I had tried reasoning, intervening, and subtly advising our parents, but it became clear that she had manipulated everyone with charm and half-truths. That night, I resolved that mere observation would no longer suffice. It was time to act, but not out of anger. Action would require precision, patience, and strategy. I spent weeks collecting evidence of her manipulations, inconsistencies in stories, secretive conversations overheard, and behavioral patterns observed at every gathering. I quietly documented everything, knowing that revealing the truth too soon would alert her. Every lie she had spun, every subtle betrayal, was recorded mentally and written down. I knew that when the moment came, the truth had to hit with clarity and impact, leaving no room for denial or excuse. Finally, the confrontation was orchestrated. I chose a neutral family meeting where I calmly and methodically presented the inconsistencies, the manipulations, and the hidden alliances Simone had created. Her reaction was immediate: shock, disbelief, and eventually panic. The family, once under her influence, could no longer ignore the evidence. My parents were forced to confront the reality they had been shielding themselves from, and cousins who had been quietly suspicious finally voiced their observations. Simone, exposed and cornered, could no longer control the narrative she had manipulated for so long. The payoff was immense, but not cruel. She faced the consequences of her actions in full view of the family, without theatrics or humiliation beyond the natural fallout of truth. Alliances collapsed, her influence evaporated, and the trust she had violated could not be repaired. Witnessing the unraveling of her plans, I felt a calm satisfaction, the kind that comes from knowing justice is finally served, and that patience and intelligence had triumphed over deception. In the weeks after, the family began the slow process of healing. While scars remained, honesty now guided our interactions. I had regained not just my voice, but the respect and trust of those who had been caught in the crossfire of her manipulations. The experience left me with a profound understanding. Betrayal hurts deeply, especially from those closest to you, but calculated action, grounded in patience and moral clarity, ensures the outcome serves justice rather than impulsive revenge. Reflecting on everything, I realized that betrayal could either destroy you or teach you resilience. I had been hurt, used, and underestimated, yet in the end I emerged not just unbroken, but in control. The family learned a hard lesson, and I had the quiet triumph of ensuring that truth, intelligence, and patience won over deceit. The emotional satisfaction of this carefully measured justice was far sweeter than any rash retaliation could have provided. In the silence that followed the storm, I finally breathed, knowing that I had protected the integrity of my family while ensuring that betrayal met its reckoning.